Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, you guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, you know we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about that clown LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers and how they were blown out last night by the Denver Nuggets. Once again, exposing LeBron James as a top 10 player in the NBA, or as Ken and Jeff Smith would say, a number 2 player in the NBA, man. Exposed once again. ESPN and all these clowns out here look like a bunch of fools this season, having LeBron James ranked in the top 10 of current NBA players, above Anthony Davis and above many other players that we know he's not better than. And it's more the same for the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James had 6 turnovers last night in a loss to the Denver Nuggets. Once again, the Lakers have beat nobody worth a damn this season. And they lose again, or they lose to a quality team in the Denver Nuggets, man. So we're going to talk about in this video because LeBron James, once again, has 6 turnovers and does nothing out there on the basketball court. Not a leader, playing no defense as usual. And the Lakers lose again to an actual basketball team, man. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. I am truly, truly humbled, guys, by all support. It really means a lot. Shout out to everybody in the membership, man, that continues to support my channel. Thank you very much to all you guys out there. Like I said, man, it really means a lot. The true basketball fans are standing up, man. Real recognize real, man. So thank you to all you guys out there. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So yes, guys, like I said, man, we're going to talk about LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers and how they got blown out last night by the Denver Nuggets, guys. And I'm talking about blown out, man. Now, I did not see the first half of the game. The first half of the game was a pretty close game. I believe the Lakers had a 6-point advantage going into halftime. But it was the third quarter, guys. I turned on that third quarter, man, and my goodness, I don't know what was going on out there for the Lakers in the third quarter. They came out of halftime completely flat. See, and this is what I'm talking to you guys about when we talk about leadership. Leadership. This is part of leadership, coming out of the halftime, right, and keeping the same energy, so to speak. Where's JJ Redick? Where's LeBron James? Leadership coming out of the halftime, right? And in the third quarter, the Lakers come out there and they get blown off the court in the third quarter, guys. And that was essentially the end of the game. The Lakers had a 6-point lead at halftime, and I believe at the end of the third quarter, I don't know, they were down by like 14 points or something like that, or 10 points, something like that, man. So they completely flipped it up, man. And I forgot how many points the Denver Nuggets scored in that quarter, but it was the second half of that game that destroyed the Lakers, man, that they kind of just, everything fell off the rails for them, man. And once again, the Lakers lose to a quality basketball team. They didn't have any free throw advantage, right, last night. See, so without the free throw advantage, I told you guys, who have the Lakers beat this season? They beat nobody. They beat the Phoenix Suns earlier this year with Kevin Durant there. But are the Phoenix Suns really a team that, you know, was a really formidable team or a really championship contender? I'm not believing the Phoenix Suns. But they beat the Phoenix Suns when they had a plus, I believe it was a plus 23 at the free throw line that game. Not impressed. Who have the Lakers beat this year? They beat no one. They literally beat nobody worth a damn, man. They beat a bunch of teams without their best player. They beat the Toronto Raptors without Scottie Barnes with a plus 28 free throw advantage. They beat the Memphis Grizzlies without John Morant. Like, who have they beaten? Who have they beaten? They beaten the Spurs. I mean, like, what are we talking about here? They beat the Utah Jazz. Like, these are the teams that they beat. No one's impressed with the Lakers' wins this season. Once again, the inconsistent play from the Los Angeles Lakers, the inconsistent play from a LeBron James-led team. And I don't want to hear about Anthony Davis. I don't want none of the LeBron James fans crying about Anthony Davis and he didn't play good last night and blah, 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 blah. Because I thought LeBron James is the best player on the team. You see, this is why LeBron James is in a lose-lose situation this year. I've said at the beginning of the year, he's in a lose-lose situation. He's supposed to be the best player in the team. We know he's supposed to be the leader of the team. And what's going on this season? What we've seen is that Anthony Davis is clearly the best player in the team. Without Anthony Davis having a good game like you saw last night, the Lakers go nowhere without Anthony Davis balling out. So when Anthony Davis doesn't score 30-plus points, the Lakers look like terrible. They look terrible. They look like a mediocre basketball team, which they are, because once again, if you're going to continue to have LeBron James as your leader on the team, if he's going to continue to stand around on defense and not do anything on the rebounds, what do you have, 6 rebounds last night? Once again, 0 offensive rebounds again for LeBron James, man. So the last game, he had 2 offensive rebounds, which I told you was his season high for him, which is pathetic, man. It's, like I said, it's actually embarrassing for LeBron James to be on the court 35, 40 minutes a game and only accumulate 2 offensive rebounds. And of all these rebounds that he gets, I told you he's averaging what? I believe 0.5 offensive rebounds on the season, 0.4 offensive rebounds. It's laughable. Laughable, guys. For someone of LeBron James' size to be averaging 0.4 offensive rebounds. Once again, not helping Anthony Davis on the rebounds. And the Lakers, what happened? They get out-rebounded handily by the Denver Nuggets, who are one of the better rebounding teams in the league due to Nikola Jokic and some of the other guys chipping in on the boards. But they were out-rebounded handily, even though you have a very good rebounder in Anthony Davis. The problem has been the inconsistent nature rebounding of LeBron James. So LeBron James will have a game where he has 12 rebounds and he'll have 0 offensive rebounds. So once again, showing and highlighting, he's not hustling for those rebounds. Anthony Davis in the same game will have 9 rebounds and 4 of them will be offensive. Showing that Anthony Davis is attacking the glass and trying to, put back shots and give the effort on both sides. We all know that Anthony Davis is the best defensive player on the Los Angeles Lakers by a mile. We all know that Anthony Davis is probably the best two-way player in the league right now. He's up there with guys like Giannis, the SGAs, as the top two-way players in the league. That's not LeBron James. So I don't want to hear about Anthony Davis and that he didn't play good last night or whatever the case may be, because LeBron James, according to Kane and Jeff Smith, is the second best player in the league. Still, the second best player in the league. So why can't we put the blame, the ownership, once again, on the leader, on the best player on the team? That's the way it's always been. I hear the LeBron James fans always talking about Michael Jordan was 1-9 without Pippen. You don't put the blame on Scottie Pippen. Right? Oh, Michael Jordan won without Pippen. So Michael Jordan wasn't allowed to have any help, right? He has to take the responsibility for the losses that he had on his team when he had no one there helping him, right? And then they're going to say that when Scottie Pippen got to the team, all of a sudden that's when the Bulls win. So they're going to give Scottie Pippen all the credit? Michael Jordan didn't do anything out there. So Michael Jordan wasn't the best player on the team. It was Scottie Pippen. You see how this doesn't sound, guys? It doesn't make any sense. So the LeBron James fans, they're going to put all the blame on Anthony Davis? Or you're going to put all the blame on Michael Jordan? Or, on LeBron James? Because Michael Jordan's the one that took all the blame. You guys keep blaming Michael Jordan for not winning without Scottie Pippen. So obviously Michael Jordan took that accountability. He was the leader of the team. No one ever blamed Scottie Pippen. No one ever blamed this dude. That's the whole point of Michael Jordan and the leadership, the thing that we're talking about, the dynamic between them. Michael Jordan never blamed Scottie Pippen, never talked down about Scottie Pippen in the post-game press conferences, never once called him out in an article or to a reporter, never once put the ownership on any of those guys. Horace Grant, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc. He didn't blame none of those guys. As crazy as Dennis Rodman was and all the issues he was causing, getting ejected from games, right? Getting all these technical fouls, right? Just being a head case, right? Being inconsistent as far as his mental, stability and all those kinds of things. Remember, Michael Jordan had to go to Vegas to get this guy during a championship run. So Michael Jordan's leadership, right, was challenged by guys like Dennis Rodman. Man, he had to really be a leader for these guys, man. That's why I laugh when people talk about all the Bulls and all the players that Michael Jordan had. Oh, the Bulls were a super team. They were X, Y, Z, or blah, 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 blah. Once again, it's Michael Jordan's leadership that kept that team together. Without Michael Jordan on that team, Dennis Rodman gets ejected from so many of these playoff games, guys. Look at the 1996 NBA Finals alone. Dennis Rodman was going at it with guys like Frank Burkowski. He was going back and forth with guys like Sean Kemp. He was going back and forth with all kinds of players on the Seattle Supersonics. And there were many, many times where Michael Jordan had to literally physically grab him and get him under control and get him to understand, dude, we are in the NBA Finals right now and we need you on the court. That's Michael Jordan's leadership. Where's the leadership from LeBron James? Michael Jordan always took that leadership role, the accountability. It was never at Scottie Pippen's feet. So I don't want to hear the LeBron James fans blaming Anthony Davis now for the Lakers' loss or for the loss the other night because he missed a couple of free throws at the end of the game. I see them trying to blame Anthony Davis already at the beginning of the season. You can't do that. Number one, Anthony Davis is not the leader of the Lakers. It's clearly LeBron James is the leader of the Lakers, is he not? And remember, Anthony Davis is not the best player on the team. Right? You guys keep talking about Anthony Davis is frail. Anthony Davis ain't this. Anthony Davis ain't that. ESPN has Anthony Davis ranked 13. They have LeBron James ranked 7th. Kennedy Jeff Smith had LeBron James ranked number 2. I think Charles Barkley had him ranked number 10. I think Shaq had him ranked like number 8 or something. So he's still a top 10 player in the NBA, LeBron James, but he takes no accountability, no ownership for the team's inconsistent play. The Lakers have been fighting for a play-in every single season, essentially. He's been in LA. Takes no ownership for this, though, LeBron James. No ownership? We're going to keep blaming Anthony Davis. We're going to blame Austin Reeves. We're going to blame Darvin Ham. They're going to blame Frank Vogel. They're going to blame somebody. Someone's going to get blamed. Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, the Los Angeles Lakers fans. I mean, they're going to blame something. They're going to blame the weather. Whatever the case may be, as long as LeBron James don't take the accountability or any of the ownership, it's okay with them. That's not what a true leader does. You're supposed to be the best player. You're supposed to be the leader. There's a huge difference right here in the dynamic between a LeBron James versus a Michael Jordan, and the accountability and the leadership roles that they played on their teams, and how they kept their teams consistent by holding a standard, by holding his teammates accountable. LeBron James don't even hold himself accountable. And last night's more the same. You guys play against a quality team, and you come out of the halftime not prepared. You don't come out of the halftime ready to go. This goes to your lack of leadership. Where's JJ Redick getting these guys ready out of halftime? They're in there lollygagging. They have a 6-point lead going into halftime. They're feeling good about themselves, and they come out flat. And the Denver Nuggets jump on them, and I mean immediately, it went from a 6-point lead to a 10-point deficit, guys. I'm talking about in minutes, that third quarter. LeBron James couldn't make a shot, taking bad shots. Anthony Davis couldn't make a shot. The Lakers were inconsistent in that quarter. And they can't fall back on their defense. They can't fall back on their rebounding because they have none. But they get out rebound like 48 to like 36 or 32 or something like that. They got out rebounded handedly. They got out assisted. Because once again, we all know LeBron James is going to collect his assists, or is going to try to. But last night, LeBron James had 7 assists and 6 turnovers. 6 turnovers. He had 3 turnovers in the third quarter alone, guys. The third quarter alone. So he had 3 turnovers in the first half of the game. Right? Typical LeBron James. He's never going to average less than 3 turnovers a game, guys. These are the facts. This goes to him not developing an overall game. This man still turns the ball over at a high volume in year 22. Never worked on a handle. Never worked on any dribbling. Still fumbling and bumbling out there, man. The footwork is sloppy. This is LeBron James, man. So he goes out there, has 3 turnovers in the first half. Then the third quarter comes around when the Denver Nuggets go on their run. I tell you, the Lakers come out flat. LeBron James has 3 turnovers in the third quarter alone and finishes with 6 for the game, 7 assists. So once again, like I tell you, LeBron James will assist the ball and turn it over at the same volume, the same rate. Not a great assist man. LeBron James' assist numbers are inflated in this weak era where they count assists that are not assists. And LeBron James is stumbling and bumbling out there. I want you guys to remember and think. If LeBron James was really called for all the turnovers that he has in his career, think about all the travels he doesn't get called for, all the palming and carrying violations he doesn't get called for, all the offensive fouls he does not get called for that you blatantly see him doing in all this video footage that we have out there. Think about all those turnovers that have not been called for LeBron James. The man still has over 5,000 turnovers. So if they were to actually officiate LeBron James like an actual NBA player, like they did in the 80s and the 90s, the early 2000s, LeBron James would probably well over 6,000 turnovers, well over that. So how great are your assist numbers when they're inflating your assists the way they're counted in this era, and they're not calling you for every turnover that you really are creating out there or causing? Once again, guys, if that really exposes it, once again, you look at LeBron James' rebounding numbers. They're not impressive. The man has over 10,000 rebounds. That's not impressive. He should be well over 15,000 rebounds for as long as he's been playing for the size that he is in the weak era that he's played in. No legit centers, no legit big men, no physical nature of banging down low and having to battle for these rebounds. Who are the great rebounders in the NBA over the last 5 years or so? There are none. So once again, Andre Drummond, the so-called greatest rebounder in NBA's history, that's the great rebounder of today, Rudy Gobert. Like, these are the great rebounders, right? Nikola Jokic, Giannis. These are not legendary rebounders. These are not guys that were in the 80s and the 90s. There's no Moses Malones out there. There's no Dennis Rodmans out there. There's no Charles Barkley's out there or Hakeem Olajuwons or David Robinsons. None of these guys are out there, man. Ain't no Kevin Garnett's out there or Tim Duncan's out there no more, man. It's a different world. Ain't no Shaquille O'Neal's out there. Or the Kemba's or Alonzo Mournings. No Mark Eaton's or Rick Smith's out there. There's no Brad Daugherty's out there or Robert Parrish's out there, man. Think about all the names I just mentioned. These are all guys in the same era, battling against each other. These are not spread out guys that played in different eras. These guys all played against each other at some point in time during that transition from the 80s and 90s into the 2000s, man. These are legit big men. LeBron James' rebound numbers are completely overblown, man. This is why his offensive rebounds are so low compared to his defensive rebounds in this inflated era. His numbers are all inflated. No one's impressed with his rebounding. He can't rebound. He averages 7 rebounds a game for the career at 6'9", 260, in one of the weakest and smallest eras ever in the history of the NBA, guys. This man should be averaging 10 rebounds easy over the last, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. In this weak era, you can't average 9, 10 rebounds a game? It's an absolute joke, man. You can't even average 1 offensive rebound a game? Once again, not giving the effort out there. And we all know that LeBron James continues to play no defense. So even if Anthony Davis wasn't on offensively, right, he wasn't making the shot, what did he score, 18 points or whatever he scored, or 15 points Anthony Davis scored. I think LeBron James had, 18 points last night? Anthony Davis was still playing defense. He was still out there giving effort on the defensive end. It may not have been effective. The Lakers weren't playing that great. They didn't come out in the second half and look like they were prepared. I don't know what happened at halftime, what they were talking about. They were probably in there doing a podcast at halftime. Not paying attention, not being a real team, like not being prepared, not coming out ready at all. Just out there lollygagging, man. This is the leadership you have with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and J.J. Redick. They're not real leaders. And once again, we're going to put all the ownership on LeBron James because they can continue to promote him as the best player in the Lakers and as one of the top players in the entire NBA. That's LeBron James. So LeBron James last night had 6 turnovers, which is typical of LeBron James, to turn the ball over at a high volume, lead his team in turnovers as usual, and plays no defense. So it's twofold. You're not playing any defense consistently, and you turn the ball over still. So it's double, problems, or creates a double kind of issue for the Lakers. And like I said, they're not a good rebounding team, and they don't play the defense like that. They came out flat, and the Denver Nuggets jumped on them. Shout out to Russell Westbrook, who had a pretty solid game last night, man. Came out, I believe, in the fourth quarter, scored like 11 points or something in the fourth quarter. Russell Westbrook really came on in the second half, like I said, with the Denver Nuggets, just really crushing the Lakers and running them off the court, and really, once again, highlighting that the Lakers are not a contender or a quality team, and that they're inconsistent at best. And they've beaten nobody this year worth a damn. Worth a damn. And the only games that they've won, they've had a heavy free throw advantage. The games that they did not win, you notice they didn't have no free throw advantage in these games. So, once again, you guys know the deal, man. I've been proven 100% correct. Again, we're going to continue to blame LeBron James as long as they're going to continue to promote LeBron James as the best player in the team. And as the leader, we all know he's a leader of the team. We're going to put the onus on at his feet. So he's in a lose-lose situation this year. If Anthony Davis don't play that great, he don't score the ball, the Lakers go nowhere. They go nowhere. Anthony Davis is clearly the leader. He's clearly going to be the X factor, the reason why they either win or lose. LeBron James, they're winning and playing despite him. His numbers, his impact on the game is not there. I told you they're better without LeBron James. So if LeBron James is going to attempt to play 82 games this season, that's all great. We all know he's not playing any defense, so it ain't going to really amount to anything as far as his, compared to a Michael Jordan that's had 40 years old in the Wizards, because this really was probably for LeBron James. He thinks if he plays the 82 games at 40 years old, he's doing something. You're not doing anything. Michael Jordan played all 82 games on the Wizards, 37 minutes per game, but he gave the effort on both sides of the ball, man. Clearly, you saw Michael Jordan playing defense. LeBron James not even playing defense. Not is he effective or being a solid or good defender. He's not even playing it. He's not even playing it. At least Michael Jordan was out there giving the effort playing defense. He was actually there on defense. He was there. He wasn't a statue. He wasn't blowing on his hands, rubbing his chest, waiting for someone to push him in the back to play defense. No, he was holding his teammates accountable to play that D, to give that effort. Night and day. Not even close, man. So go ahead, LeBron James, play those 82 games. We want to see it. But at the same time, you have to go out there and give the effort on defense, man. You're not impressing anyone playing all 82 games while standing around on defense. No one's impressed with the minutes you played in your career when a lot of these minutes have been of you lollygagging, you arguing with the referees, you standing around like a statue. No one's impressed with those minutes. Nobody. Once again, LeBron James is one of the slowest players on the court every single year. The slowest player on the court. But what do his fans say? That's LeBron James' high IQ. He's being smart out there. He's conserving energy. No, he's being lazy. There is no conserving energy on defense. LeBron James will never rest on offense. He won't not chuck up all these shots on the offensive end, but he'll rest on D. Anyone that's played the game of basketball knows you never rest on D. You can't rest on D. It's impossible. How do you rest on D? It don't make any sense. So LeBron James literally is the slowest player on the court because he decides to not run back on D, which affects the team's transition, which in turn affects the Lakers' overall defensive impact. So as you guys can see, man, the Los Angeles Lakers are not going to go anywhere this year with LeBron James leading them. It's obviously clearly Anthony Davis is the best player. Anthony Davis had an off night last night. The Lakers struggle. They didn't come out of the half prepared. That goes to the leadership or lack of leadership from LeBron James, from a J.J. Redick. And we're going to continue to put the blame on LeBron James. He's the second best player in the league, according to Kenny Smith. And according to Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley, these guys on the TNT show, he's a top 10 player still. And according to ESPN, he's the number 7 best player in the league. So if they're going to promote this man as such, they're going to continue to promote LeBron James and all these things. And they're going to, LeBron James leads the Lakers here. LeBron James this, LeBron James that. Then we continue to put the ownership on him. It's on him. He's the leader. He's the best player, I guess, right? But he ain't playing no defense out there. He's not helping the Lakers win. He has zero impact on the game. It's all Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis goes down with injury, the Lakers are done. If LeBron James goes down with injury, the Lakers are going to be competitive still. They're actually going to win some games. They're actually going to be better on the defensive end because they're going to be more cohesive on the defensive end. They're going to be more consistent on the defensive end. Right? LeBron James' lack of body language, or poor body language, his lack of hustle, his lack of grit, his lack of leadership is killing his teams year after year after year, man. This is part of the problem for LeBron James. This is why you're 4-6 in the finals. This is why your teams have been inconsistent. This is why you always need more help. He always needs more help. Anthony Davis needs more help. That's what I want to hear this year. I don't want to hear anything about LeBron James needs help. I want to hear them say Anthony Davis needs more help. What can the Lakers do to help Anthony Davis on the court? What moves can the Lakers make, or should they make, to help Anthony Davis? That's what they should be doing, because LeBron James is not playing any defense, and he's not rebounding, and he's not being a leader. So what is he doing out there? Why is he playing? Does anybody know why LeBron James is playing? I told you guys, he's playing for the money and he's playing for the fame. He's not playing for the game, for the love of the game. He's not playing to win. You think he really cares about winning, or to be a competitor, or to win a championship? He don't care about that stuff anymore. It's all about the stats for LeBron James. He really thinks he's doing something. And if he doesn't win, he's going to try to make an excuse. But this year, there are no excuses. You're in a lose-lose situation. You're the best player on the team, they keep telling us, right? He's one of the top players in the league still. Not only are you the best player on your team, you're still one of the top players in the league. They're promoting this stuff. So everything falls on LeBron James. He must take the accountability. He got the head coach he wanted. Where are the excuses? You have one of the best players in the league in Anthony Davis on your team, if not the best two-way player in the league on your team. What is the excuse? You have Austin Reeves. You have Dalton Connect. What's up? These guys are inconsistent. Why is that? Because LeBron James ain't challenging them in practice. He ain't holding no standard because he don't hold himself to a standard. You're not maximizing your teammates. He doesn't make the players around him better. He doesn't. And it gets exposed every single year when we hear the same narrative that LeBron James needs more help. If you really made the players around you greater, if you were really that dude, then you wouldn't need all this help, because you would be getting the most out of these guys. Michael Jordan did not need the media to promote him to have more help. He had Scottie Pippen. He had Horace Grant. He had Bill Cartwright. He had B.J. Armstrong. He had Will Perdue and Stacey King and Craig Hodges and Bob Hansen. Right? He had these guys on the team. Do you guys even know half those guys? You don't even know some of these guys. But he maximized them, and he worked with what he had. The man did a three-peat with no center. 2 3-peats with no legit center in an era with the great centers. He's winning with guys like Bill Cartwright, Stacey King, Will Perdue, Luke Longley, Bison Dele. These are the guys, Bill Wennington. These are the big men that he's winning with. Guys you never heard of. Guys like Dickie Simpkins, right? And Randy Brown. You never heard of these guys. They're journeymen, man. Journeymen. Scott Burrell. Who's Scott Burrell? This is who Michael Jordan was leading. He didn't cry and moan for help. These are the players he had. But everyone wants to focus on Ron Harper and Steve Kerr and, Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen. But they don't want to talk about the other guys. The guys that were out there on the court in the NBA Finals, in the playoff games, right? That were contributing to the team. They all earned their spot. Michael Jordan maximized these guys. He maximized all of those dudes. Got the most out of them. They were better with Michael Jordan than they were without him. And that's the facts. You cannot say the same thing about LeBron James. You can't say Anthony Davis is greater with LeBron James than he was when he was in New Orleans. You can't say that. You can't say Dwayne Wade was better with LeBron James than he was without LeBron James. You can't say that. Kevin Love, was he better with LeBron James? See, once again, when they're talking about the LeBron James fans, they get confused. They'll say things like, oh, what did Kevin Love win before LeBron James? Before he went to Cleveland with LeBron James. And once again, they won't keep the same energy for Kevin Love because they keep talking about LeBron James ain't had no help in Cleveland the first time around, and that's why he didn't win. Well, what help did Kevin Love have in Minnesota? I'm trying to figure this out. So everyone else had help but LeBron James. So Kevin Love not winning anything in Minnesota is on him. Same thing for LeBron James then. You guys can't flip-flop, man. You got to keep the same energy. Once again, this is the hypocrisy of LeBron James fans. They'll say, oh, what did Kyrie Irving win before LeBron James came to Cleveland or came back to Cleveland? I'm sorry, who was Kyrie Irving playing with? Was he playing with a stacked team, all these guys on his team? No, he wasn't. So only LeBron James gets the excuses made for him that he didn't win because he had no help. But Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, all these other guys who didn't win, Chris Bosh, what did Chris Bosh do before LeBron James? I'm sorry, what did LeBron James do before he formed that super team? He did literally nothing. He was doing the same thing Chris Bosh was doing. He was losing in the playoffs. The same thing Kyrie Irving was doing. Same thing Kevin Love was doing. They were losing. That's what LeBron James was doing. The same thing as them. Dwayne Wade is literally the guy who showed LeBron James how to win, who sacrificed for LeBron James. LeBron James has never sacrificed for anyone. He refuses to sacrifice, and that's part of the problem. So last night they play an actual team, and they get blown out, and he has 6 turnovers, in typical LeBron James fashion. Out there taking bad shots, not playing any defense, not having any leadership, and your team comes out flat in the third quarter, and they get blown out in the second half. You guys know the deal, man. These are the facts. LeBron James is supposed to be a top 5 player, top 2 player, according to some people, a top 10 player, still according to ESPN and some of these other clowns out here. Still the best player in the Lakers, still one of the best players in the league, even though this man hasn't played defense in over 10 seasons. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.